I'm going to meditate more. I'm going to put my phone down more. These are reactive things. Mental fitness is much more of a proactive approach. You train your brain daily. You build resilience before problems ever arise. And this helps you think more positively, act more positively, be more proactive, perform better, feel better, you name it, all right? So there are 5 key areas of mental fitness. My name is Brian Panuzzo. I am a former bond trader turned executive health and performance coach. I help you build systems in your life that you can actually live with. I know your world as a financial professional from the inside because I lived it for 20 years. Your career runs on systems. Your life outside the office should too. Welcome back to the show. This is the Success Lift podcast, and I am your host, Brian. Thank you for being back with me again. We're in the middle of April. Spring is here. Golf season's coming back for the Northeast. And that is not what I want to talk about this week, but golf is always on my mind. And shout out to anybody who's getting back out onto the course during the spring. Nothing better than the season picking back up for many of us. Fortunately for me, I live in an area that doesn't have you lose the golf season. And so you can play all year round, which is a beautiful thing. But for everyone who's just getting back out, enjoy yourself. This is an awesome time of year where we all become friends again at the country club, right? We take a break during the winter and we all come back and we become friends. Why I just brought golf up, number one, it's always on my mind. I love the game. But two, there is a aspect of golf that none of us truly will ever master. And that's the mental side of the game, or at least I truly will never master it. I don't know about you, but the mental side of the game is very important. And I have a 16-year-old son who is an aspiring baseball player. I've talked about him before. We work on the mental aspect of the game of baseball. Sports, when you get to a very high level, the separator between Hall of Famers, elite performers, all-stars, quite frankly, those who just make it professionally versus those who are journeymen or who play at a high level in college and don't quite make it there. Typically, the gap is not talent. Now, don't get me wrong, there are aliens that exist in this world, right? In baseball, it's Shohei Ohtani, it's Aaron Judge, it's people like that. These people are aliens. They are not normal human beings from a genetic perspective, a DNA perspective. They're built different, as they say. But many of the guys who we see, and women, quite frankly, on TV that we see on a regular basis, who are doing incredible things, a lot of the CEOs that run the companies that we admire, the separator is not physical for them, especially in the business world, of course. The separator is not that they were given some God-given talent or gift for the most part. Now, yes, some people, of course. Most of the time, their mental fitness is at an elite level, is at a Hall of Fame level versus the mental fitness of the rest of us. And so I want to talk quickly this week about mental fitness. It's a topic that we introduce to our clients, the 60 plus professionals inside of our program, 70% of which who are Wall Street bros, financial professionals. We actually have some women too, some Wall Street chicks. And although I speak specifically to the Wall Street professional, the finance pro, 30% of our clients inside of our program are not Wall Street professionals. They're your typical doctors, lawyers, CEOs, entrepreneurs, business owners, things like that. A decent amount of medical professionals in our program. Medical professionals tend to burn themselves to the ground helping others. And at the end of the day, high performance is high performance, and especially when it comes to mental fitness. And so a couple things. First of all, this is not a topic that I developed myself. Shout out to Hal McKenzie, who is a friend of mine and a coach who has come inside of the Success Lift program and has been helping out as we grow and expand. We'll be working more with Hal with our clients throughout the year, but Hal and I have been recording internal client-only podcast episodes on a weekly basis. And they've been awesome. The feedback's been great. It's just another level of concierge service that we can give to our clients. and educate them and talk to them about different topics that are struggles for people and that oftentimes trip people up. And our goal is to educate people as much as possible who come through our ecosystem, because if you can spend 6 months, 12 months, some guys are in their third year with me. If you can spend a period of time with us and learn lifelong skills that you can take with you forever, man, what an ROI that is. Not only do you get a short-term result, like maybe looking better, feeling better, improving your marriage, reducing vices, increasing your energy, getting control of your mornings, your evenings, your weekends, feeling like you actually are back in control of your life and not have your career running every aspect and your family running every aspect of your life, just getting bounced around like a pinball machine. Helping you deal with that is a massively huge ROI type of outcome. I agree. But what if you also develop skills for the rest of your life so that if you wanted to, you wouldn't need to really do this ever again? Man, what a payoff that would be. And that's something that we take a lot of pride in with our clients who come through the program and spend time with us, that they leave with a skill set. And I think a lot of times in the weight loss world or the performance world or, the transformation world, it's like before and after pics, the concept of like, I was here, 3 months later I'm there, or 6 months later I'm here, whatever it is. But it's like, we never look at the after. All right. And I don't just mean from a visual standpoint, from a picture standpoint, but like, what skills did you learn? Did you just eat a meal plan that someone gave you that was very restrictive? Did you just do a cleanse? Did you just do a challenge? Did you just remove a bunch of stuff from your life, which therefore made your results easier to get, because things get really black and white. As I talked about last week, 100% is easier than 99%, right? And when you decide to be all in, it's very easy to get the results. Well, I guess it's very simple to get the results. Sometimes it's not always easy. But when you do have to transition back into real life, what do? And I love when clients effectively fire us because they've gotten what they need and they can go out into the world, back out into the wild, and they can live their lives. And so we love to educate clients. And through our Coach's Corner episodes, we've been doing that. And so shout out to Hal, who is in the process of leaving his long-standing financial career and will be coming in to work inside of our program and work with other clients on his own as well. So congrats to Hal. Appreciate him. It's been fun to have him as part of this program for a while. And I'm excited to make him a bigger part of it over time. He brought this topic to me and asked if we would, if making a couple of episodes out of mental fitness, the concept of mental fitness, would make some sense. Now, Hal will be the first person to tell you that he is not the one who created this. He learned it from, I believe, a Nike executive named Maya Rachora. Maya, if you're listening to the podcast and I mispronounced your name, I'm sorry. She's Nike's mental fitness trainer. And she has, she came up with a list of mental fitness concepts that we should be aware of. And I'm not going to go deep into all of them, number one, because that's what we did for our clients. And you know what? I will say this. If after listening to this episode, you want to hear more about it, you can email me at brian@thesuccesslift.com, or you can text me at 917-709-4283 if you would like the episodes that we recorded. It's a 2-part episode that we recorded for clients, 30 minutes each about. Just reach out to us and we will send it to you. I appreciate you listening to this. Or maybe you get enough out of this and you're good. Maybe you want to dive deeper. We'll help you dive deeper. All right. So first off, what is mental fitness? What is it? Because immediately I think you have likely a perception of what it is. And I'm going to tell you that you're likely wrong because I was wrong. And when I saw the list of components of mental fitness, I got it wrong again after that. And so first off, it's important to acknowledge that mental fitness is different than mental health. We love to talk about mental health these days, right? If you have a mind, you have mental health. If you have a body, you have a form of physical health. It might not be good, but you have physical health. But not everybody is mentally fit or physically fit, as I just alluded to. You have physical health, but are you physically fit? You have mental health, but are you mentally fit? Maybe your mental health is poor, right? And this is the proactive approach of improving your mind, just like you improve your body. Your brain is a muscle, just like we have muscles on our frame. They must be worked. It must be worked in order for you to atrophy, rebuild, and break it down and regrow, okay? So we gotta tear down the muscle fibers by working them in order for them to grow, all right? Now, most people only react when they're not feeling great. I am anxious, I am stressed, I am depressed, I need to work on my mental health, I'm going to meditate more, I'm going to put my phone down more, these are reactive things. Mental fitness is much more of a proactive approach. You train your brain daily. You build resilience before problems ever arise. And this helps you think more positively, act more positively, be more proactive, perform better, feel better, you name it, all right? So there are 5 key areas of mental fitness. Now, we dove deep into all of these with our clients in our Coach's Corner episodes. I'm going to be much more brief right now. Again, if you would like the Coach's Corner recordings, our client-only podcast, just reach out to me and we will get it to you. Here are the 5 key areas. They're going to sound familiar. They're going to sound familiar to you, but not in the context that you think, okay? First, diet. Diet is number 1. Diet is most important. You've probably heard me say that. Number 2, cardio. Cardio. Number 3, weightlifting. Number 4, rest and recovery. Think sleep. Right? Number 5, consistency. Go over them again real quick. Diet, cardio, weightlifting, rest and recovery. And that wasn't 5. Number 5, I'm holding it up to the camera. Number 5 is consistency. Sounds pretty similar to how you build an elite body, doesn't it? For those of you who know. Gotta focus on your diet. It's the biggest lever we have. I would argue that weightlifting is probably more important than cardio. I'd not argue, I would just tell you outright, weightlifting is more important than cardio. That's a fact. When it comes to body composition, cardio is important for our overall health, for sure. Rest and recovery, if you're not resting, you're gonna just be running uphill the entire time. And of course, you gotta be consistent. You can't be 4 days on, 3 days off. You gotta be consistent. But when we talk about some of these categories, we're not talking about fruits and vegetables and lean protein and fiber. In the context of your brain, we're talking about the things that are coming in, all right? Mind your inputs. Think about the content that you take in, what you read, what you watch, what you listen to. Are you listening to things? Are you watching things? Are you reading things that are positive or negative? What does your feed look like? What's your algorithm showing you on a daily basis? How often are you just scrolling and seeing the same things that are reasserting beliefs that you already have? Have we ever turned on the news and seen much positive at all? Surely there had to have been a person help a disabled person cross the street today, or an old lady get some assistance from a young man who's 15 and noticed that she needed, help with the door or getting out of somewhere or groceries in her car. Surely that happened. Yet we see like 12 muggings, a murder, and a couple of robberies on the news every night. So you got to make sure your mind is receiving the right things. And here's the problem. The problem is that it's all around us 24/7, and it's almost impossible not to take in if we're just living a normal life. So we have to be proactive about what we take in. We have to remove certain things when possible. We have to be proactive about seeking out some of the positive things all right? And so you got to audit your daily inputs. You got to catch negative thoughts and reframe them. You have to swap certain things. Think about some swaps you can make. Can you swap a podcast for the radio on the way into the office? Can you replace things like gossip with like actual conversation with friends and family? All right, so that's your diet. You got to mind your inputs. Cardio is number 2. Cardio. You have to positively stimulate and engage the mind. Cardio and diet are pretty related. As Hal and I talked through this, and I was asking him a bunch of questions because he was the expert in this conversation, and I was just the sort of interviewer. It became obvious to me quickly that these are pretty close, right? Cardio is like the proactive act of making your diet healthier. And what I mean by that is, cardio for the brain would be puzzles, quizzes, journaling, critical thinking, learning, debating, right? Reading for 10 minutes a day, writing for 5 minutes a day, journaling. Man, if you're not journaling, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. Money. Brain money in air quotes. And look, I'm great at coaching this. I'm sometimes terrible at applying it. So I hear you. I get it. I know it's hard. I talk about it all the time. I tell my clients I build out this great PM routine. We have good sleep habits, resources inside the program. I couldn't be more dialed as a coach telling you what to do at night. And then every once in a while, I catch myself. And for those of you who are not watching me right now, I'm just phantom scrolling on my phone like this, right? Like our teenagers flick their lives away. I tell my son all the time, you're flicking your life away, bro. That index finger is just going to fall off from you flicking your life away. So we got to be proactive. We got to do our cardio, all right? Let's replace scrolling, if we do doom scroll, with reading an article, with writing in your journal. I keep a notebook next to my nightstand. And again, great at coaching it. Not always great at applying it, but most nights I am writing in there. What do you write in your journal at night? We call it a brain dump inside the program. And there are no rules. You can write whatever you want. You should write whatever you want. You should write a lot of negative stuff. If you have some stuff, get it out. Get it out. Here's the one rule, though, the one caveat, is that you must find the positive. You must find the positive. There is a win somewhere in your day. Somewhere. Even the worst days, there's a win, right? You made it to and from work alive. You were breathing clean air today. You got home to your family, right? There's always a win, always a win. So you got to find a win. You got to at least give it equal airplay. But we need you to get that negative crap out of your head, right? So brain dump, right? Instead of watching news during a workout, listen to an audiobook. Watch a show, watch something that's like completely turns the brain off. This is a great moment for you to not always be trying to learn. Like, chill out. Don't do anything, right? Or have no inputs. That's super powerful. White space, I've talked about before. I'm starting to do more and more of it, is incredibly powerful. All right. Okay, next, third, weightlifting. We're gonna rip through these. Weightlifting, all right? This is about building flexibility and strength in the brain, all right? Weightlifting is pushing your mind to a brink that it's currently in a box and not capable of understanding and comprehending. What do I mean by that? I mean, that would be me actively visualizing a life that I don't have right now that may be or may feel a bit unattainable. That could be flying around in private jets to my multiple homes around the country to play my multiple country clubs with all my friends and living an incredible life, speaking on stages at financial service conferences, being, as I write on my whiteboard, building a world leader in executive coaching for financial services firms. I just summarized that. It's giving your brain something to daydream about. All right. I oftentimes show clients a little visualization a little vision board for myself of things that I have on here, right? Augusta National, LA Country Club, my son, or a picture of a left-handed pitcher, that's Clayton Kershaw. Picture of a left-handed pitcher in the MLB. A basketball player going baseline in tomahawk dunking. The property in Hawaii that I would love to own a home at. And I keep it close. As you can see, I just reached back behind me. It's right there. It's on my nightstand in my room. Do I pay attention to it enough? No, I don't. Like I said, I coach this stuff way better than I apply it in my own life. So this was a great reminder for me that I got to lift more weights for the brain. I got to get in the gym. I got to flex this muscle so that it breaks down and grows and pushes outside of the comfort zone that I'm like, well, my life is pretty good right now. I live in one of the nicest places in the United States of America. Like literally, no joke. One of the nicest places to live in on a daily basis. In my opinion, of course, because I'm biased and I live here, so I'm going to defend it. I have a great life. I get to travel around a lot. I have amazing clients. I have a good income. Do I want more? Shit, yeah, I want more. But like, do we make great money? Sure, we do. I mean, it's not enough, but we do. And I can get comfortable sometimes because I have 60 plus clients. Do I really want 150? I don't know. Sounds like it might be a lot more work than it is right now. Maybe, I don't know. Do I want to bring in multiple companies per month to work with us, with our consulting program inside of our corporate wellness program? Yeah, I do. Is it more work? Yeah, I guess. Well, I got to push myself to get uncomfortable with like the opportunity and the possibility for what I can do as a leader in this space. And it needs to be rehearsed because otherwise I'm just going to default to what's comfortable. You're going to default to what's comfortable. The couch is comfortable. We got to get our brains off the couch. So we got to actively visualize some of this stuff. And not only visualize it, but put yourself there and feel what it feels like. What is it going to feel like for you when you do this thing that gets you incredibly excited? Don't just say it out loud. Go there in your mind. Close your eyes. Slow down your breathing. Spend time there. How do you feel? Did the hair on your arms just raise up a little bit? Who are you with? What are you doing? Script out a day. I wrote out an entire day of being at a home that I own, at a property that is my favorite place in the world in Hawaii. Exactly what I do, minute by minute. I wake up, I go to the gym, I hit the sauna, the cold plunge when I'm done lifting. I meet my wife there. Actually, I woke up and I played an early round of golf first. Sorry, got to get my timeline right. Then I take my golf cart right to the gym because it was only like a 2-hour, 45-minute round because I just breezed around. Shot 76, right? A few birdies, a few bogeys, or one double because I still hit it off the planet every once in a while. Went to the gym, got a good lift in, got a sauna cold plunge session in, met Tasha for lunch, hung out by the pool, worked on my business a little bit, cooked dinner at home, took an outdoor shower with my wife. I got it all down. I don't relive that day enough. I need my brain to become more familiar with that day. Had a cigar during sunset with an old fashioned outside in my backyard. I got to relive that day more. I'm like getting in a better mood just talking about it. And so you have to see how this stuff works. All right? It doesn't always have to be this like perfect day either. Like with my son in visualization, he's supposed to visualize like, an inning that he pitches. And you don't just throw 9 strikes and strike 3 guys out and it's good. Like you visualize like getting into a jam. You visualize having a runner on second and third with 2 out and you're up 1. And getting out of that. Like you can put yourself into a bit of adversity and then work yourself out. Again, the brain doesn't know the difference between reality and the reality you can create for it. And that's a powerful tool that you can learn to use. All right, number 4, rest and recovery. This is probably as close to correlated to what it sounds like, in the traditional sense and the physical sense, as it does in mental fitness. A tired brain performs poorly, just like a tired body does. And so your muscles need time to recover, your body needs time to recover, so does your brain. If you don't allow it time to recover, you're going to leave gains on the table. And so that's not just sleep, but that's some of the other things that we've talked about. Meditation hasn't been specifically talked about here so far, although I did mention it quickly when I mentioned, poor mental health. But recovery protocols, sleep, meditation, digital detoxes, right? All these little things that we're doing to recover. Super important. Sleep is huge. But stillness daily is also another great tool to use. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Do nothing. I forget where I said it. I think I might have said it here. No, I think I said it on the Coach's Corner episode, the internal podcast. Boredom is making a comeback. You heard it here first. Boredom is going to be sexy again. We're in this age of absolute sprint to robots and AI and everything being automated and our entire world changing. We are going to have this barbell. That's not stopping, but there is going to be this barbell approach of going into the woods and doing nothing because we need that balance. So I'm telling you right now, it's going to become more popular to just simply do nothing. And the health around that is going to be incredibly powerful as well. So what do? You do nothing. Remember as a kid when we were on a road trip with our families and we were driving somewhere to the Jersey Shore maybe, or a real long one to Pennsylvania for me in New Jersey? You just stare out the window. You look at license plates, count how many states you could tally up, or just look at what's out there. Stare at nature. Look at your dog. Hal used an example. Look at your dog in the eye. It's a weird one. All right. Stare at your kids, especially if they're young. Eye gazing is really powerful. Really powerful. All right. Get out in nature. Get off screens. Just be bored. Be bored. We're telling our kids a lot. You got to be bored. All right. We have raised a generation that does not know how to be bored, and I would argue neither does my generation. We don't know how to be bored either, because we've now had the phone for 30 years. And over the last 10 years, it's really hockey sticked and elevated our inability to do nothing. I even had a tough time recently. I noticed I was in a couple Uber rides to and from airports. And I was like, cool, work's taken care of for right now. I have 18 minutes. I have 12 minutes, whatever it was. And I'm just going to put the phone down next to me in the seat. And I'm just going to either look out the window, close my eyes, and just think and just do whatever. I caught myself multiple times going to touch the phone. I had to actively put it back down. What do you know? 4 minutes later, I picked it back up again. So we're trained. We're trained to touch this thing on a daily basis. We're trained to have all these inputs flooding us. Be bored. Lastly, consistency. None of this works if you don't do it regularly. You eat one salad, great. You go to the gym once, great. Got to do it. Got to do it often. So the tendency and the mistake a lot of people make is they get excited about this stuff and they come sprinting out of the gates. And they do all of these things for 30 minutes a day for 4 or 5 days. And then they miss a day because life happens. And it maybe wasn't really designed to do for 30 minutes a day. So maybe you could do it for 5 minutes a day. Or maybe that day that you can't do 30 minutes, you just do 2 minutes. Or maybe that day that you don't do 30 minutes, you don't look at the next day as a failure and just throw it all away, like we do with every other challenge in our life. So you just come back to it. But you got to do it regularly. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. Pick one. You don't have to do all of them. Pick one. You're going to focus on diet. You're going to focus on cardio. You're going to focus on weightlifting. You're going to focus on rest and recovery. Pick one and do it for 5-10 minutes. Take one action. Maybe it's removing some of your social media feed inputs, the algorithm that feeds you. Maybe it's not turning on the news. Maybe it's not looking at email the first moment you wake up. Maybe it's having a journaling practice 5 minutes before you go to bed. Maybe it's spending 5 or 10 minutes dedicated off your phone. I've been taking 1 walk per day, no phone, just me or just me and the dog. Listen to the damn birds, right? Look up, especially if you live in a nice place like I do. Look up. Think of how blessed you are to be where you are right now. All the things that had to come together to get you to where you are right now. It's a blessing. It's a miracle. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you found value out of it and you want to dive a little bit deeper and hear Hal and I talk more about this, reach out to me. Text me 917-709-4283 or email me at brian@thesuccesslift. I appreciate you. Have a great week. If this episode was helpful, share it with somebody. Tell somebody about this podcast, my email list, quite frankly, my clients, this business, me. This grows because of you. I couldn't be more thankful and appreciative of that. So share it, tell somebody. I'll see you back here next week. Take care.